What up out there, YouTube heads? Travel wolves in the building. Our victorious forces have just stormed the beach. This is the Normandy invasion. We are invading the passport bro, the African American, the black travel space. Today we're gonna talk about an interesting topic, and we're gonna watch something very interesting about AI and what the future holds. But we're going to talk about a very, very interesting topic today. We are going to talk about tourist travelers or tourist YouTubers. YouTubers that are tourists, they're not really travelers, okay? We're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about primarily how they use people. They use people, and when they get done using them, these tourist YouTubers, they just discard them. They just discard them. We're going to talk about that today. So tune in, subscribe, like, and don't forget to donate to support the channel. We give everyone a few moments to come on here, donate to the channel. Let me put my link in, donate to the channel. Cash App. You guys should know my Cash App by now. Is Leave Feedback. Leave Feedback. Yeah, that's my Cash App. Okay. You guys should know the Cash App by now. We're going to put the Cash App up. So we'll give everyone a few moments to get in here. Get the likes up, subscribe, leave comments below. Let me know what you think about this content and this video. Listen, man, I don't understand. Guys exist. Let me get this troll out of here. Looks like we got a troll in here early. Let's go in and block that guy. Listen, let me help you understand something. You guys are finished. You guys are like the Nazis in Berlin, and you're surrounded by my forces. You guys are finished. What's today? Saturday? I can even tell you the exact date that you niggas is finished. These trolls, right? I can even tell you the exact date. The exact date is May. No, let's see. The exact date is May 2nd. May 2nd. Actually, it's May 1st. May 1st. You guys are finished. You just don't know. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's almost worth paying for. I can't wait. It's better than I could expect it. Like, you have plans, and then sometimes the plans come out better than expected. All right. So we're going to get down, give everyone a few moments to come on up in here. Another trend that I noticed lately that I'm also going to talk about is that I noticed a lot of so-called tourist YouTubers are doing everything but being a tourist. When the content runs dry, these niggas do anything else. And it don't work like that. We're going to also talk about how this works. We're going to talk about the facts, how the world works. There's the facts about how the world works, and there's how a nigga sees it, okay? A nigga sees how the world works, and that ain't how the world works. There's facts about how the world works. And let me be honest and tell you guys that I am a big, big, big antisocial. I'm a big, big, big loner. I'm not about to martyr myself for black unity or any of that stuff. Let me be honest with you about that. But that little stretch, it's a little stretch. It's a little stretch that I have to get to. It's a little stretch. It looks like this. You don't know about this. You don't know about this, but it's really this. It looks like this, but it's really this little stretch that I have to get to. And I realized the only thing keeping me from that is organization, coordination, involving others, okay? And we're going to talk about how the real world works. So don't misunderstand me. This is not a kumbaya. Everyone be together and hold hands and human chains and shared struggles and oppression. This is not what this live is about. Don't misunderstand me. But for me personally, I've reached that point where I have to accept that I can't do no more as an individual. Just either you accept that or you don't. And if you don't accept that, then you will die. That's it. So we're going to talk about how the world works. We're also going to talk about why these niggas out here wearing this shirt buttoned all the way up to their neck. Come on, B. Get with the winner circle. Get with the winner circle. Stop buying tight-ass polo shirts that you got buttoned up to your neck. I seen dudes wear their shirt literally buttoned up to their neck. It's crazy. Relax. Relax. Let your hair down if you got some. Relax. Relax. Let your hair down. You're supposed to only have one button on the polo shirt. Pop your collar, but you can't afford a shirt that the collar stays popped. So forget about that, but pop your collar. If you can, pop your collar, right? And relax. Take it easy. All right? Stop wearing your shirt button up to your neck. I think it's cutting off the oxygen to this nigga's brain. Now, who are we talking about today? We're not really going to go into the specifics because in reality, they're small, insignificant men in the world, right? They don't matter to the world. They really shouldn't matter on YouTube, and they really don't matter on YouTube. They really don't. It may seem like they do, but they really don't. And they're insignificant men. Let's be honest. They don't have wealth. They don't have class. They don't have status. They don't even have a woman. So they're insignificant men in America, in the real world. They're insignificant. Maybe they travel to certain places and they might have a little bit of a buzz, but they're still insignificant there. Okay? These are nobodies in the world. On YouTube, they can kind of give out a persona of this get-along guy, but we're starting to see it crack. We're starting to see who they really are. And the crazy thing is they haven't even got no money yet. Let me give you a word of advice here. Let's get some money first. Let's get some millions of dollars before we break up the band. Can we get to some motherfucking money first and then we can fall out? That's all I want. That's all I ask. All I ask from anyone is, hey, let's get 50 mil, 60 mil, 80 mil together, and then we could fall out. And then you could be a fuck ass nigga. And then I could say that fuck ass nigga. And then we could have that type of shit going on. That's cool. I'm all for that. But let's get to some bread first. And the problem a lot of times is that most of these guys, you know what this is really about? This is about the bitches. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is about women. I've seen it so many times before. This is about pussy. This is about one guy thinking, if another guy gets above me and he's standing next to me, all the women will go right around me and they'll go right to him. And even though that may already be happening, in that person's mind, it has to do with them thinking someone else is going to be above them and then they won't get no ladies. And maybe that's true, but I don't think like that. I don't care about that. I just want to get some motherfucking money, a lot of it, with the right people, and then we can fall out. So let me just tell you my intentions up front. Let me be honest about that. So there's never a misunderstanding about my intentions, because that's not who I am. That's just not who I am. Okay? So we're going to break it down and talk about some things. Maybe I might have to name the people. You know, I'm talking about that guy. I don't even like saying that guy's name because his name is royalty. I don't even know how we let him get away with that shit, but we just gonna call him that guy. And if you don't know that guy, he basically dissed a whole lot of people, talking about he firing people and, well, nigga, you don't have a fucking business, nigga. You work for an airline, nigga. You work for a low frills airline, nigga. You don't have a business. You're not an owner. You don't own YouTube, nigga. You're not a CEO. You don't have any money. You live in the projects, nigga. Stop. You don't have an EIN number. You don't have an article of incorporation. You don't even have a DBA, a sole proprietorship. Come on, man. Stop. You fundraise to travel to buy pussy. Stop. That's not a business, my nigga. That's not a business. Stop. Let me stop you right there. But I didn't like that he showed his ass and he dissed a whole lot of people. So let's talk about it, right? This is something nobody really wants to admit, but you have tourist YouTubers. Let's call them what they are. They are tourists. They don't stay in no country. They go there, look around, 5-7 days. I'm being generous, and they leave. They gotta go home. Tourist YouTubers. They act like your best friend when the camera's rolling, right? That's how they put themselves out there to you. But once they start blowing up, different story. Real different. And I've seen it happen. You've seen it happen, right? They need you. They need the energy, the vibe to make their videos feel real and feel authentic. And people help them out. People show them around. They give them real experiences they could never get off a tour bus. But once the subscribers start stacking up, once people start, coming to them, poof, you're invisible. And that's what these two guys have done. The other guy, Rillo, and this guy, that, and the other one, that guy, the funny thing about it is they really need to be working together. They really, this how it should have went. Let me break it down for you how it should have went. That guy and Rillo, they meet, which they did. They met. And they should have held hands and walked off together and did their own thing. I kid you not. I kid you not. They probably would have raised $50,000, $60,000, $80,000. I kid you not. But they didn't do that. Why didn't they do that? And we're going to answer that question. Why they didn't do it. But the reason why I say that they didn't, the reason why I say that they should have been working together is because they both did the same thing to people who were fucking with them. So in Rillo's situation, he shitted on Nomad, right? He shitted on Nomad because he felt like Nomad wanted to be in the spotlight. He used Nomad, and Nomad was setting some boundaries, and he didn't like that. So he cut him off. He left, right? And then the same thing with that guy. All right, that guy, he had a good unit working hard for him just for, I don't know really, maybe respect. Maybe they were bopping a little bit. Maybe they were clout chasing a little bit. I'm not sure. But he had a good unit working for him, taking direction, just demonstrating attributes as managers, directors would, because that's a business, right? And then he just said, you niggas are fired. You niggas are useless. I'm done with you niggas. He don't tag them. He don't check in with them. He don't even acknowledge them anymore. Okay? And basically, he just feels he's too good for them. Okay? And I get it. But there's a difference between growing and forgetting who helped you to grow. That's the sad part, but it happens all the time. And let me tell you something. This is bigger than just YouTube, right? It's about respect. It's about community. It's about not using people like props for your come up and then acting brand new when the camera's off. All right? So the next time you see a tourist YouTuber acting like everybody's best friend. Watch what happens after the views come in. That's when you see who's real and who's just playing a role. And I always was trying to warn you guys about that. I was trying to warn you guys and give you guys little hints. These guys are not who they claim to be. They definitely not. They not agreeable. Really? They not the likable persona they play themselves off to be. Some people are really good at doing that. That's manipulation. Some people are master manipulators. It's something that they had to learn in childhood in order to survive their environment. Their environment was dangerous, and they had to adopt this neutral persona in order to survive the dangers of their childhood. So, for example, they may have had an abusive parent who would beat them if they cried. And that's from them being an infant. So when they were an infant and they started crying, this abusive parent would beat them. This abusive parent would punish them for stuff like this. For any type of noise, maybe they left a pin like this without the cap on, and that abusive parent would beat them, and then the next day that abusive parent would beat them for leaving the cap on, So they had to learn a neutral persona. And so how the world works, how psychology works for you laymen, right? You got laymen, and then you got other people, and I'm not going to tell you who the other people are, but most of you guys are laymen. I'm not a layman, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm at in the hierarchy of life because you don't need to know that. But you have laymen. So how psychology works, because remember, it's more laymen than it is anyone else. If the laymen ever get organized, they could take over the whole planet. There'd be nothing the ruling party could do about it. But they don't want you to know that. So the psychology of dealing with laymen is to have a neutral persona. That's all it takes. I could have a neutral persona, and more people will probably come over here and fuck with me, but that's not who I am. I'm not a manipulative person. I can argue, I can fight, I'm intelligent, which means I can outthink you. So I don't need to be manipulative. I don't need to do any of that stuff. All right? But a lot of these guys, that's who they are. One of them is actually in their script. If you know what I'm talking about, a script, it's actually in their script that's who they are. And the other one, well, I'm not surprised that he's talking about layoffs and firing people. And the funny thing about that is, as a person who works, that's not funny to joke about. He's someone who has a job. And that's not a funny thing to joke about as someone who has a job. Because guess what? It might just happen to you. That guy might find himself laid off and might find himself fired once his company learns about his YouTube content. Oh yeah. See, there's a flip side to it. A lot of people, when they feel slighted, will seek out to betray you. They will seek out to betray you. So so that's inevitable. That's the next thing that happens to this guy. But let's get out of that. He's an owner, and he's this and he's that, and he's not a CEO. YouTube is not a business. Let me say this again. YouTube is not a business. Look, this is a business. This is a business. YouTube is not a business. Okay? YouTube is not a business. You are not running a business on YouTube. You are working for YouTube for free. And if they like their content, they might let you make some money. If your content is neutral enough, okay? If your YouTube content is neutral enough, they might let you make some money. That's the facts. Snapple top facts, nigga. Let's keep it a glass of water, nigga. See, you can always use someone's own rhetoric against them. Now, the photo you see in front of you is a photo of a corporation's boardroom. These are the board of directors, okay? All these white dudes and the chairman of the board. Do you think they get along? Do you think they dislike each other? Do you think they worry about if someone gets above me, the women won't want me? Do you think that they feel that way? Because I can tell you this, they do. They exactly feel that way. But what they understand, what the white man understands that the African American man fails to comprehend for lack of knowledge is that the white man can put his differences aside for the one thing that matters. And that is the accumulation of wealth. The accumulation of wealth is the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. Not being skinny, not being tall, not being in the gym. None of the other shit that you niggas think matters matter. Doesn't matter. Fuck your feelings. That doesn't matter. Fuck your ego. That doesn't matter. Fuck your broken heart. That doesn't matter. Fuck your sensitivity. That doesn't matter. All that matters is the accumulation of wealth. And if you're not prepared to accept that, then you need to get the fuck up out of the game. Get the fuck out of here. There goes the door. There goes the door. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you. And this happens across the planet forever. Boardrooms like this. Board of directors. Boardrooms like this. You can't run a company when you're the one person in the company. That's not a company. That's not a business. I personally have 50 people working under me in my other ventures. I have different things going on. There's stuff that I keep close to the chest that people who think they know me will never know I'm involved in. Then there's stuff that I'm involved in. Then there's stuff that I tell you I'm involved in. And that's pretty much it. But I have at least 50 people working under me. I'm a real CEO. I'm a real businessman. I'm a real business owner. And I've been that for tens of years. Tens of years. I can track my progress. I can track my progress. If I just track my progress in Hawaii for the last 15 years, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. How they say the 30-year overnight success, the 30-year overnight success, it takes 30 years. I started this journey when I was 19. Took 30 years. It took 30 years for me to become powerful enough to defeat all my enemies, past, present, and current party, and any future enemies. It took 30 years to get to that point. No one that I know ever became anything. No one from my past ever became anything, if they're even still alive. They didn't become famous. They definitely probably not happy, and they got no wealth. Snapple top facts. Snapple top facts. But in order for you to succeed, you have to do several things. You have to do transactions. You got to be involved. You got to give out money, donate, support, invest, equity. You got to play the market. You got to do this. You got to do something. Then put that money in your mattress. You got to do something, then put that money in your mattress, nigga. Let me see what I got in here. Let me show you niggas something. I'm kind of light today. Count it out with me. I'm kind of light today. One. I'm kind of light today. I had to buy a bunch of stuff. I got $300 right here. I got $300 right here. Cash money. Hit that cash app. Shout out to the people who fuck with me for my upcoming trip. Shout out to the people who fuck with me. Hit that cash app. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm not a rapper. I'm not even a YouTuber. $300 in donations. Hit that cash app. Y'all keep donating. See, people understand what it is, and they fuck with me. Hit that cash app. Leave feedback. Hit that cash app. Let me show you again. Okay? $300. It's like nothing. I could rip it up. Hit that cash app. For those of you who think I'm bullshitting, look, I don't really even keep cash on me. This is just like little cash. I don't even keep money on me like that. For those of you who think that money ain't come from donations, you think I'm bullshitting. I just went to the ATM machine, cashed out on my donations for my trip. Look at this. This is little change. This is like $19 here. It's like $19. I don't really keep money on me. I had a 20 and I just kept it on me. Broke it. It's like $19 right here. Real people fucking with me, y'all. I'm coming for all the money in the travel space. You can keep the attention. You can keep the things that are worthless. Attention is worthless. Pussy is worthless. Worrying about a woman liking you over another nigga is worthless. But you can keep all of that. Let me know how that worked out for you. Good luck with that. Now tell me where there is a black board of directors in a mega corporation on the planet Earth. You show me a photo like this with nothing but black men in a successful corporation. Tell me where that exists. In the known universe. Because there's a reason why it doesn't exist. So while we sit here and you got people wonk, and you got people with their own thing, there is a way that this works. And I haven't seen no one doing it in a way that works. And people like to say shit and talk all this stuff about where you're at and what you're not doing and what you don't have accomplished. Listen, you can't psych me out. You can't ever make me feel like I have to do any more than I've already done, and I've done a lot. You cannot ever make me feel inadequate. You can never make me feel like I have to impress anyone. I don't care if you fucking Jeff Bezos or Yahweh. I do not have to impress anyone. It's not my duty to impress you. Especially when you are impressed by a bunch of sucker ass niggas who have no integrity, no class, no charisma, no self-esteem. No, they're not rich, they're not intelligent, they don't have knowledge. Why would I ever feel inadequate by those type of people? They're not beautiful. They don't have beautiful women in their life. They don't have women who will really do anything for them. You guys just don't understand how the world really works. Let me tell you something here. Let me keep it simple for you niggas. Another Snapple top fact for you. You have women incarcerated right now. Beautiful women incarcerated right now. Because there was a drug mule, or they took their man's gun charge, or they took their man's body. You niggas don't have women who deal with you on that level. You know what makes me, you know what would make me feel inadequate? Having to be a suck up, having to be agreeable, having to come on YouTube and not show my motherfucking face when I say whatever the fuck I want to niggas. That's what would make me feel inadequate. So let's kick the ballistics, right? Let's kick the ballistics. The truth is that the next time you see a tourist YouTuber acting like everybody's best friend, watch what happens after the views come in. That's when you'll see who's real and who's just playing a role. If you've experienced this or seen it happen, please call wonk 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 wonk. It's funny. I should do my video where I got a hotline for you guys to call about that. But drop a comment, seriously. If you've experienced this from a tourist YouTuber or seen it happen, drop a comment and let's talk about it. Because this needs to be said, not just for views, but for the truth. Because real ones always recognize real ones. Okay? Real recognize real. Let's be honest about that. You're going to see a lot of motion in the next couple of days. I may be in one place for a long time. I may be moving around. I don't know. You know, for once in my life, I can do whatever I really want. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing really. I know I got plans to go here, and then I'm here, and then I can either stay indefinitely or I can go here. And then I definitely want to stay here forever, at least 6 months, right? It's like, I'm not gonna spin myself out. I'm not gonna, physically, exhaustively do all this stuff. I'm gonna be sublime and I'm gonna chill because I've already done enough. I've done a lot more than anyone else. If YouTube went away today, I'm still out here traveling. None of these niggas can say that. If YouTube went away today, these niggas are done. They're finished. They're finished, right? That's it. There's nothing for them to do. They earn 1,000% of their money from YouTube. If YouTube goes away today, they're done. And let me tell you something, YouTube is going away. It's not a if, it's not a maybe, it's not a how, it's a exact reality. It's happening. Okay? Speaking of which, great video today that I came across that I want to share with you guys because, as always, African American men are always falling behind. This is fair use, by the way, criticism, fair use. But African American men are always falling behind. We are so far behind. Like, we still talking about white collar and C-suite shit. We're still talking about white collar, C-suite, corporate America, and that's like the 70s. And we still talking about that shit today in 2025, and that shit don't even exist anymore. There is no C-suite. There is no white collar. What the fuck are you niggas talking about? They've gone past that. They're making robots. They're commercializing space. I tell you right now, if these white people get to the moon or Mars before we do, they're not going to let us ever set foot on the moon or Mars. The moon or Mars are the next places to be racially segregated. Look it up. Look it up. It's called the doctrine of right or claim or some shit. It's some shit where they can go somewhere and they put their flag and they say they claim this. Okay? Go look it up. So let me play this video for you about, and he's not an AI pioneer. Let's get that straight. They just love giving him credit for everything, but he's not an AI pioneer. Let's just get that straight. But anyway, he's going to share with you what's happening in real time and what's going to happen in as little as 3 years from now. All right? Let me play the video.
Last December, Geoffrey Hinton was awarded the Nobel Prize for his pioneering work in machine learning, a major turning point on the road to artificial intelligence. Brooke Silva Braga introduced us to this leading figure in AI back in 2023 and recently went back to visit him. Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning. When we first met Hinton, the world had just been introduced to OpenAI's ChatGPT, triggering a kind of AI arms race. Hundreds of billions have been spent on AI in just the last 2 years. Hinton entered the field decades before it was cool, and now, retired from Google, has a unique, independent perspective on how we got here and where we're headed.
This is a Nobel Prize.
Last year, Geoffrey Hinton, for most of his life an outcast professor, was awoken by a call in the middle of the night. He was getting the Nobel Prize.
People dream of winning these things, and when you do win it, does it feel like you thought it might?
I never dreamt about winning one for physics, so I don't know. I dreamt about winning one for figuring out how the brain works.
Yeah.
But I didn't figure out how the brain works. But I won one anyway.
Navan's business travel platform? It completely ruined my life. You see, I've been in the great policy for...
That's because Hinton's attempt to model the brain instead helped change the world. In 1986, he proposed using a neural network to predict the next word in a sequence, the foundational concept that today's large language models
It's an expert at everything.
have built upon.
You believe then that we would get here?
Yes, but not this soon.
Because that was 40 years.
I didn't think we'd get here in only 40 years.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, I didn't believe we'd get here.
Yeah, it happened fast.
Yeah.
That speed, Hinton says, means education and medicine will soon be transformed. Climate change could be solved. But mostly, the rapid progress really worries him.
The best way to understand it emotionally is we're like somebody who has this really cute tiger cub. It's just such a cute tiger cub. Unless you can be very sure that it's not going to want to kill you when it's grown up, you should worry. I'm kind of glad I'm 77.
Hinton predicts AI will make authoritarians more oppressive and hackers more effective. He now spreads his money across 3 banks. The exact odds of an AI apocalypse are unknowable, he says, but hazards this guess: a 10 to 20% risk AI will take over from humans.
People haven't got it yet. Yeah. People haven't understood what's coming. I don't think there's a way of stopping it to take control if it wants to. The issue is, can we design it in such a way that it never wants to take control, that it's always benevolent?
Those concerns have long been shared by other AI leaders. Google CEO Sundar Pichai.
It can be very harmful if deployed wrongly.
XAI's Elon Musk, who continues to call for regulation.
It has the potential of civilizational destruction.
Sam Altman, seen here before he became OpenAI's CEO.
I think AI will probably, most likely, sort of lead to the end of the world.
But now, as these companies race each other and compete with China, Hinton worries they're foolishly, selfishly putting all of humanity at risk.
If you look what the big companies are doing right now, they're lobbying to get less AI regulation. There's hardly any regulation as it is, but they want less because they want short-term profits.
Taking a stand against the establishment has been the hallmark of Hinton's life. When American AI funding required partnering with the Defense Department, he moved to Canada. When neural networks were laughed at as unworkable.
Okay, so let me stop that right there, because I don't want the most important point from that content to get lost in the source. Okay, I'll say this again. I'm stopping the video right there because I want to make sure you guys heard that last part. I don't want it to get lost in the source. If you want to watch the full video, the link is in the chat. If you didn't catch what was said was that back in the 60s, 70-ish, in order to work on AI, the only way the United States of America, would allow physicists to work on AI back in the 60s and 70s in academia was if they were connected to the Department of Defense, if they had a DoD contract. And you can go, I got to make sure the hitman ain't following me. I am not suicidal. And you can go and take it from there. You can go and take it from there. You know, when I was a kid, there was a big movie that came out, a big hacker movie called War Games, about an AI, okay? That would make decisions for the government defensively, okay? When to launch, how to launch, what to hit, play all the scenarios out, okay? So remember, let's say I think they said this is 2025, so that was 1970. We're talking 55 years. They've had a 55-year head start. The Department of Defense has had a 55-year head start in artificial intelligence. And now they are putting it out to the public at a rapid pace. But what we have is not artificial intelligence. What we have is really called a language learning model. So it's like the sperm. It's like the sperm, and then a mainframe as big as the planet would be the egg. And you take enough of these sperms, the language learning models, and you put them into the mainframe, and then you have an artificial intelligence. And then that artificial intelligence creates satellites or other forms of nodes that it takes all of its intelligence and puts it in the cloud, where it's literally everywhere. And that's what Skynet is. Skynet isn't a mainframe anymore. In the versions of the Terminator movie, it is in the cloud. It can get into this computer terminal. It's a living program in the atmosphere, like radio signals. Okay, like when you go out further enough into space, we have radio signals that are out so far into space. If aliens were to get the radio signals billions of light years away, they would think we still in 1920. You know, they would think we still the first TV show. They would think Jackie Gleason and the Honeymooners and World War I and II, all that old transmittal content, radio, and then later television is just reaching alien civilizations now. Same thing with that type of broadcast, but digital in the cloud, known as the mobile phone. Think about the phone. They want to put AI on your phone. Can't even comprehend what that means. But the keyword Department of Defense. So why do I say this? Well, you can look this up. One of the Department of Defense's biggest contractors is Google. And Google is really called Alphabet. And Alphabet and Google own YouTube. So understand how this all comes together. And YouTube is pretty much done. Like YouTube literally celebrated its 20-year birthday a couple of days ago. I think a lot of you guys missed that. YouTube celebrated its 20th year birthday. YouTube is 20 years old, which in technology years is like 1,000. It's old, it's archaic, it's ancient. We still uploading videos. Do you know, like, we still uploading videos? That feature is going to be removed eventually, and everything is going to just be live content. Oh, that's coming real soon. That's coming real soon. Because why? Well, videos require a capacity of storage. The storage is free, but you still got to put it somewhere. You got to put that data somewhere. And it's in the cloud, but even the cloud still has capacity. All right? So eventually AI already generates videos for you. I've done a lot of videos on AI. Comes out somewhat, but and now YouTube also is trying to direct you with inspiration provided by the language learning model, or AI as they call it. It's not really AI, but we call it that for now. They have a whole inspirational tab to help you create content. So they're starting to curate things. Anyway, the point I'm making is that all these black YouTubers that think they big shots and been running around the world gallivanting like they big shots, their time is coming to an end. Their time is coming to an end. Whether they like it or not, there's not anything they can do about it. They haven't built their own platform. Think about this. 100%, 100% of all black travel YouTubers and African American travel YouTubers use someone else's platform for distribution of their content. Think about that. 100% of them, all of them use somebody else's platform. Nobody wants to build, or nobody wants to invest in building their own thing. The freemium version, right? It's called the freemium version. Free content is what is being pushed. I'm building my own thing. I guess people say, well, it sounds like Patreon, and it probably does, but it's not Patreon because I get to keep all the profits. Patreon doesn't get a cut. I can do whatever I want. Patreon really has no involvement. In reality, if you really knew how Patreon functioned, you wouldn't really use Patreon, because what Patreon is really doing is they're just charging you for the right to say, oh, my content's on Patreon. Oh, my content is on Patreon. That's what they're really doing. They're charging you for that right. Patreon does not host any videos. They don't really even have a paywall because your videos are still on YouTube. Your videos are still on YouTube. So even though it's unlisted, you could take that unlisted link. Once you so you go to someone's Patreon, like this is a game that's been done a lot, right? You go to someone's Patreon, you pay, you see the video that's unlisted on their YouTube channel, and then you copy that URL and you copy all the, but see, they think, well, it doesn't matter. The person's already paid. And that's true. Why would they want to steal it after they already paid? It doesn't matter. But they can, and they have maybe some difficulty sharing it with other people who can see it for free. But it has been known to happen. It has been known that people have paid for someone's Patreon, taken the URLs of all their videos, and shared it with other people for free. Okay? And so only the people who really have diehard supporters, people that want to see them succeed, they don't do that. They don't do that. But that's what people are doing on Patreon. Patreon does not protect your content. It's not a true pay gate. It's not a true pay gate. It doesn't protect your content. Now, YouTube is a true pay gate when you have a membership tier and you put your videos behind the membership. That's a true pay gate. But how much do they take? 30%? 40%? All right, so just some things to think about here. All right, just some things to think about. But you can look at where we're at. I shouldn't say we. You can look at where these guys are at and realize they don't have nothing going on. Their time is coming to an end. And let me tell you something. I realized, like, setting up this trip, this upcoming trip, the flights, the Airbnbs, and I'm like, yo, I was going, I was thinking of a way to say this, like, just setting up this just setting up this new trip was about $2,000. Flights, Airbnbs, all that, right? $2,000. And that just covers, I think, I'm in Lima, Peru for, like, right now, I'm only there for 6 days. I haven't extended my stay yet because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. But if I was to stay in Lima, Peru, take these flights, stay in Lima, Peru for 6 days, that cost me $2,000. Yeah, $2,000. 6 days. So I know with everything I got going on, I know that those niggas is really broke. I know that those niggas is really poor, but also they don't have the time. They don't have the time because they work. They have a job. Yeah, 6 days, that's their whole vacation allotment for the year. 6 days is all they get for the whole year. I mean, 7 days is all they get for the whole year. They already use 6. They not going nowhere else. They're not going nowhere else. Now, I can stay in Peru for 6 months if I want, or I could go to another country and stay in another country for 6 months, or I can go to another country. I can just go to another country, because I've done it before. When I went to Thailand the first time, I only left Thailand to go to Bali, and then from Bali, I went right back to Thailand. When I went to Colombia, I only left Colombia to go to the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and then I came right back to Colombia. So these guys ain't doing that. And I gotta be honest with you, travel is getting expensive. I totally misbudgeted my flights. My flight budget was way higher than I thought it was going to be. But I don't like layovers, so that comes with the game, right? If I did the layovers, we're talking like 10, 12 hours in the airport. I was like, hell fucking no. 2-hour layover, extra $300, no big deal. Boom, lock it down. The difference between 2 days of traveling and 1 day of traveling. So again, right? So you got the time. And you know, I gotta be honest. I'm like, damn, Thailand, I see why everybody's in Thailand. Thailand is really fucking cheap. Because in Thailand, you could get a spot. The best, if you were to get the best spot in Thailand and pay for the whole year, you're only talking about $6,000. That's it. 6,000. I'm already 4,000 there because I already dropped 2. Another 4,000 ain't a big deal at this point. I would have a spot in Thailand for a whole year. And that's easy. Once you get your spot in Thailand, the rest is easy. Eating, entertainment, that shit is easy. That's like little chump change. The funny thing is it actually would cost more to eat and entertain yourself than you actually pay for your whole year. But you can go cheaper than that. You can go cheaper than 6,000 for the whole year in Thailand if you want to. But the point that I'm making is that I see why so many people are in Thailand right now. I see why every travel YouTuber in the world is in Thailand right now, because it's so less expensive than everywhere else. Everywhere else, okay? And a lot of you guys have really blown up Colombia. You haven't blown up Brazil yet, but you blown up Colombia, man. Those prices in Colombia are crazy for Airbnbs. I mean, they almost rival what I pay here. This is $4,000 a month. They almost rival that. They are crazy. Crazy. Oh, I got something special for you. I don't want to show that. I got something special for you too. Just so you don't think, Mother's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up soon. So, and Mother's Day is coming up. So, I always gotta take care of dear old mom. So I had to bless dear old mom early, because I'm not gonna be here for Mother's Day. So I had to bless dear old mom early with a little bit of something, get her something nice, get you something nice, mama. Get you something nice, mama. We call her Shug. Get you something nice, Shug. You know what I'm saying? For Mother's Day. I'm not gonna be here. So I had to bless my mama. You know what I'm saying? That's a 20 stack. You know what I mean? Count those, nigga. Count those. That's out of my pocket. That's not donation money, by the way. That's not donation money. Listen, man, this is my season. This is my season, nigga. My season go from March to October. That's when I work and I get the most money. Everything else between that time is bullshit. It's just bullshit. But I learned my lessons many times. I learned my lessons enough that I know what I want to have is I'd rather have better winters than summers. So what I do is I make sure that when October hits, November, December, January, I'm caked up. So I kind of be like, chill. Because nothing is worse than hitting the winter and being fucked up. And I've done that enough to know I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't celebrate Christmas, so it's not about gifts for me. I don't celebrate Christmas, but it's good to be able to spend New Year's. Let me tell you something. If you only got a couple of days to travel, save that shit for New Year's, man. Save that shit for New Year's. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be a long, hard year, but if you only got a couple of days to travel, save that shit for New Year's and go somewhere nice and spend like 2 weeks, and then December 27th to January 3rd or 4th, spend that time bringing New Year's in another country. There's nothing like it. It will change your luck. It will change your spirit. It will change everything in your life. That's all you got to do. You can take little weekend trips if you need to domestically. Leave somewhere Friday, take a half a day, leave somewhere, drive 8 hours, spend Saturday, Sunday, drive back Sunday morning, 1 a.m., get back home, 8 a.m., go to work. If you don't work from home, whatever. But if you only got 7 days vacation for the whole year, and a lot of you do, a lot of you got 7, 14, or a month. So you got 7, 14, or 30 days vacation for the whole year. Now, if you want to learn how to get more vacation time, then you come see me. If you want to learn how to not be stuck to a little bit of vacation time, you come see me. Because these niggas will have you joining the army just to blow your foot off and get some money on the side, or lose your balls just to get some money on the side. And that ain't the way to do it. That ain't the way to do it. These niggas acting like they travel because they get a disability. That ain't the way to do it. That don't mean you got freedom, nigga. That ain't freedom, nigga. That's welfare. That ain't freedom, nigga. I have freedom. And why my enemies are going to be vanquished is because in the next couple of days, you're going to be like, damn, this nigga's still there. This nigga's still there. This nigga's still there. You're going to be like, oh, this nigga's still there. He's still there. You're going to say that so much. And this is why, and this is what I wanted to do. Like, I'm really proud of myself for being disciplined, because I could have left a long time ago, right? I could have got back out there and, you know, been doing the countries a long time ago. I could have been did that. But I said, I want to break this perpetual wheel. I want to break this shit where I'm successful, right? I'm a real successful traveler, not relying on a YouTube check, not relying on donations. And you niggas love all these other niggas who are sitting at home. They're not successful. They rely on YouTube checks. I wanted to break the wheel so that if you still try to ignore me, you still try to discount me, you can't. The women are going to be too sexy. The Airbnbs are going to be too bad. I'm going to be living in 3 different countries for the whole rest of the year. That's 6, 12, that's 18 months. You won't be able to look away. You won't be able to do this anymore. Because if you're talking about that guy or Jay Rillo or Check in Effect, you're going to look like a fool. You're going to look like a fucking fool to yourself. And that was my strategy, right? You strategize long term. You don't strategize short term. And that was my strategy to break this the bullshit in the travel space. That was my strategy. I've always been in control of my environment. You guys have seen me in this home since what? May? Like I always say, the rent here is $4,000 a month. Count that up. Count that up for me. It costs me more to sit here and break this fucking travel space from its fucked up mentality than it was for me to be out there traveling. But I wanted to do this with the intent of breaking this fucking travel space. Dollars just to break the travel space. Just to break it up. To dominate it. To get rid of all these suckers. $50K. On top of the $80K that I spent actually traveling. You niggas don't got that. You niggas don't got that. Let's just be honest. You niggas can try to say, well, listen, when you niggas go into a store, to buy clothes off the rack in a store, bullshit ass clothes that look fucking cheap and corny, and the colors don't even match the season. When you niggas do that shit, where do you think those clothes come from? Let me show you something. I wonder if I still got it. Where do you think those clothes come from? I don't know if I still got it, but I might have deleted it. Okay, yeah, I still got it. Where do you think those clothes come from? Where do you think those clothes come from? Those clothes are created through manufacturing, mass produced. What they call fast fashion. What they call fast fashion. They make 20,000 of these cheaply created shirts. The clothes on you niggas' back are cheaply created. Called fast fashion. It's 20, 30, 40,000 of them fucking shirts out there. Nigga, you ain't cool buying clothes in the store. This ain't cool. Look at that ugly ass polo shirt. You're talking about my clothes? Look at this ugly ass polo shirt you niggas buy, thinking that shit cool. What you match it with some blue jeans? That ugly ass shirt. Get that ugly ass shirt out of here, man. You niggas go to the store and buy that fucking ugly ass polo shirt with the collar that don't even stay that can't even pop up. It ain't even got no logo on it. Cheap ugly, it's stupid. Look at that ugly ass, pukey green. You niggas go and buy these type of clothes and talk shit about me, and my clothes are better than yours. My clothes are better than yours. My women are better than yours. My house, my life. So you can stay over there with these suckers crying and moaning with them all fucking day. If you're not donating enough money, they're done. You ain't gonna donate enough money to them, they're done. It's nothing else to do. It's nothing else to do with them. You're not gonna give these niggas $5,000 a day. There's nothing else to do with them. If you're not gonna make that guy and Jay Rillo and this one and that one, if you're not gonna make any of the top 10 people on the hot travel list, if you're not gonna make any of them multimillionaires before this year is over, they're done. There's nothing else to talk about. Nigga, I run a business. I do tailored clothes, tailored polos. My polos are beautiful. My bitches is immaculate. You niggas go to the store and buy this shit. It's like 20,000 of them cheaply made shirts. That shirt look ugly as fuck. That shit look ugly as fuck. You telling me that my shirt does not look better than that shirt? You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. See, what you got to understand is that the same reasons you won't, how can I say this? The same reasons why you don't want to see someone who looks like you do better than you is the same reason why it won't happen for you. So if you say to yourself, I'm not fucking with Travel Wolf, I don't like that guy, he's from New York City, I don't like New York City niggas, he think he all this and he's not, and when you think that way is the same reason why this shit ain't gonna happen for you, because other people feel the same way about you. Oh, I don't like this guy, he's from New York City, and and he thinks he's all that, and it's the same way you feel about me is the same way a bunch of people feel about you. That's the Snapple Top fact. That's a Snapple Top fact. And I'm in a position, regardless of other things, nigga. All I gotta do is land anywhere in the world. And I could really go anywhere. I could go anywhere in the world. I don't gotta go to Peru. I can go anywhere in the world. All I gotta do is land anywhere in the world. And the travel space is done. The travel space is, it is finished. These niggas will be sitting at home, jacking their dick, yelling and screaming, talking about their next trip, and the price of box is too expensive. Gossiping, because these niggas like to gossip. Bunch of gossipy ass fucking women. Acting like they all tough. You want to be tough? Let me tell you what you do. You want to be in this travel space? Start donating $500 a day to one YouTuber every day. Oh, I gave this guy $500. I gave Jay Rillo $500 a day. I gave Minuisha $500 a day. You want to be tough in the travel space? Start doing that. Start donating $3,500 a week. Before you start telling me any excuses, nigga, any excuses you make about why you can't donate $500 a day, why you can't donate $3,500 a week every week of the month for 12 months of the year to the same YouTubers who you pretend to suck their nuts and kiss their motherfucking feet, before you come up with any excuses why you can't. Before you come up with any excuses why you can't do that, the first thing you should say to yourself is that you're not shit and you need to stay in your goddamn fucking place and subscribe and like these motherfucking videos when you get all this fucking games for free. Before you come up with any fucking excuse. And then after you say that, I need you to admit to yourself that economically you're fucking fucked up. You're fucking fucked up because we're still not even talking about any real money. You niggas don't know about any real money. You have no clue what you're talking about. No clue at all about how wealth is made, about what real money look like. There's conservative, but a lot of you African American men, when it comes to finances and life, you are ultra conservative. No risk taken at all. None. You take no risk. But what I am seeing that you do, is the only risk you would take is walking off with a strange woman in a strange country with a fat ass into the dark that you don't even know, with a pocket full of cash. Oh yeah, you niggas will walk off in the dark with a strange woman with a fat ass that you don't even know. You don't know her. How can she hurt me? She's a woman. How can she hurt you? She's a woman, you ask. You dumb fuck. Do you not think that there's a nigga in her life who will lay you down? Do you not think that? You really think she's out there by herself, huh? Or you just think this beautiful woman with the fat ass in her own country, there ain't nobody in there. Oh man, you know what? You niggas is really gone. You niggas is really gone. The smart niggas would be like, yo, Travel Wolf, how do I buy equity in the winner's circle? How do I give you my money for a piece of paper that becomes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for 8 years from now? Travel Wolf, I want to buy equity in the winner's circle. Travel Wolf, take my money and do anything with it. I just take my money. I know that if you take my money, whatever you do with it is going to make me money. Or even better, Travel Wolf, I'm looking at this investment. I'm looking at this company. I'm looking at this stock. What do you think about it? What I'm going to be doing soon also, because I've been meaning to do this for a while. I'm going to be doing this real soon. So I've been meaning to do this for a while but I've been kind of thinking about how to do it because I don't have the right licensing. And I don't want it to blow up in my face. And my legal advisors are like, nah, you don't really want to do that. It could blow up in your face. You're dealing with people who don't have the sophistication to understand certain things. Obviously, right? I've heard a bunch of crazy shit. I'm like, yo, what is this nigga talking about? What is this nigga talking about? Day trading don't work. What is this nigga talking about? What is this nigga talking about? Crypto don't work. What is this nigga talking about? Oh yeah, we got a crypto coin too. Don't worry about that. Listen. After a while, I just stopped sharing. But we still got Betty Your Coin. But after a while, I just stopped sharing because it's like, what's the point? What's the point of sharing so much? You know what I mean? Like I still got Betty Your Coin, but what's the point? I'm not gonna keep sharing because you either see that you got nothing else going for you, and this is an opportunity, or you think you got everything going for you and you can do better. And so since you guys think you can do better, why does Jay Rillo not have 30 grand a month from you niggas? Why does that guy not have 30 grand a month from you niggas? And that ain't even no real money. It should be more like 2 million a month. Since you think you can do better, since you all doing so better, since all of you are doing so better, and you grown ass niggas who think you know what you're doing, why aren't you doing better? You know, let's keep it real. Snapple top facts. Let's keep it real because this is what being a boy is. This is what being a boy is. Being a boy is being afraid to confront that you're not doing better, that you can't do better. That's what being a boy is. I need you. Listen. I'm doing this because I'm going to break niggas out of this bullshit, out of this spell. I'm going to show you that you're not doing better. You're not doing better than me. None of you are doing better than me. 96% of you are not doing better than me. If your father's not a celebrity and your father's not a CEO of some company, a lawyer, a doctor, you niggas ain't doing better than me. And even still, if those are your background, if that's your background, then I want to talk to you. We need to network because we're on the same social strata. We're on the same social strata. You know what I'm talking about. We need to talk. We need to network. But otherwise, if you niggas ain't doing better than me. I mean, let me help you understand something. Officially, you don't really have anything I need. Because eventually what happens is I just sell out. I just go to the white people. The white people that pay me way more to disparage you niggas. So eventually, if I get tight enough, I'll just go fuck with them and get like, Charleston White. Like y'all niggas, like I'll just go do that shit. And I probably would be better at it because I would have this experience to pull from. I would say, yo, I tried to give African American men opportunity to be on top. And every time I looked around, these niggas either shot the ideal down, they did this, they did that, they did. But what they didn't do was say, I got a bad bitch for you. I'm gonna hold her for you till you get down here. I got $20,000 for you. See, if you're gonna be reckless with life, then give me the bad bitch, nigga. Be reckless about that. Give me the $20K that you spend on pussy. Be reckless about that. Don't be reckless with the opportunity that is right in front of you. Because you're listening to a bunch of sucker ass niggas who don't show their face on YouTube, ain't even really real human beings according to the US government, right? Because they got some money from the US government. You need to read the fine print. You're not considered a human being anymore. You're an asset. You're a broken, disposable asset. Read the fine print about that. Read the fine print, nigga. You can't cheat your way to the top, nigga. The only way you matter in this space is if you are out here traveling without welfare assistance. You can be out here traveling any way you want, but the rules are no welfare assistance. If you retired and you get a pension, that's different. Anything other than that, that welfare assistance, nah, nigga, you need to pipe it down a bit. Pipe it down a bit and stay in your goddamn place. Pipe it down a bit and stay in your goddamn place. Because you have not beaten anyone. You have not achieved nothing. Some of you niggas is at work today. It's Saturday, 10:13 a.m. You just don't know what's going on, man. You just don't know what's going on. It's crazy. You just don't know what's going on. And this is just the start. This is just the start. It's going to get so much worse in the travel space before it gets better. This is just the start. I've seen so much shit in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, niggas is like, oh, that was an iconic trip. Oh yeah, I'm firing people. I'm like, who do these niggas think they are? Who do these niggas think they are? Nigga, that's not an iconic trip. Nigga, you can't fire people who didn't ask you to be here. Okay? So we got to break it down and talk about these things. Like, you got one dude talking about this was an iconic trip, and it wasn't an iconic trip. How was it an iconic trip? So the fact remains that you don't get no pussy in America. You don't get no pussy in America at all. And so by the looks of it, by the looks of it, I'm gonna tell y'all a story too. Hold on. By the looks of it, because people who are like themselves, right? By the looks of it, everyone who vibes with that person, and it's a lot of people, they don't get no pussy in America also. By the looks of it. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Leave feedback. Hit the Cash App. Go in and hit the Cash App. Leave feedback. Get the donations in. Don't forget to hit up the Cash App. Like, subscribe. Don't forget. No, I don't want to have to keep saying this all the time, you know? But, so they're not getting no pussy. Now, let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. Oh, my God. Because yesterday, oh, my God, I saw the baddest black woman I've seen out here in Hawaii in a long time. She was foreign. She was foreign. I was like, where are you from? Like my international self came out. You know, I was like, where are you from? She was like, oh, I'm from Hawaii. I was like, oh, okay. I go into why that is a problem later. I go into why black women from Hawaii, like black women born here, I go into why that's a problem later. We're going to talk about that. I got my last video in this room is going to be, well, it won't be a live. It'll be a video. I'm going to tell you, I'm a spoiler alert. So my last video in this room, I'm going to tell you about why I'm leaving Hawaii after 15 years. And then when I walk out this door, I'm going to edit the video so that when I walk out this door, I walk into the new Airbnb that I'm staying at, you know, for however long I want to stay there. The fucking owner's cool as fuck. I could stay there for like 6 months if I wanted. You could stay in the country for like 6 months. Stay there for 6 months. I could stay there for, I don't know yet. I don't know, man. There's so much I want to do. Oh, man, there's so much I want to do. It's so much I want to do. But anyway, let me tell you guys a story. So I was thinking like, because this happened a little bit. I noticed that as I am getting closer to leaving Hawaii for good, like I'm not coming back. I'm either moving to Miami. I might have to move to Miami for business. So I'm either moving to Miami, North Carolina, or New York City. Move back to New York City. But what does that mean? Moving back for me just means 18 months from now, when I'm no longer out international, I go to one of these cities and I just chill. I don't come back to Hawaii. That's what that means for me. I mean, we still gonna have the house and all that. I just won't be here. My nephew and my niece will stay here. My sister's husband will stay here. My sister will stay here. I just won't stay here because her husband's here now, shit, so he can take care of them. But anyway, because I got a lease and shit, so I can't get out the lease. You know, I got a lease and shit. Plus, by the way I calculated, the way this is going, right? If I'm doing about 55,000 a year, and this guy's been doing this for a while, so after this year, he would have got another 100,000. I think originally he paid 400,000 for this house, 500,000 for this house. So once he pays that off, this house is worth 1.5 million. So then he's just going to sell a house and cash out because that already happened to me. And he's going to get it. He's going to get that money quick because there's a lot of veterans out here, and he's going to get that 1.5. He's going to make $500,000 with the sale of this house. So he's going to put us out anyway. So because that's happened to us already with the house before this one. They all cashing out. But anyway, so if you want to make you some money, here goes a tip for you. Come out to Hawaii, come out to Oahu, and buy you some real estate in Oahu, because the real estate in Oahu is going at anywhere from 450,000 to 600,000. And in about 5 years, there's certain areas that you can buy where I live at, and the home would literally be worth $2 million in 5 years. In 5 years, literally. Now, how much equity you have in it at the time, that's your business. I don't know. You figure that out if you rent it out as a second property or whatever, because you gotta either get enough equity in the home or purchase the home outright, and then when you sell it for $2 million, whatever you pay minus that is your profit. And you guys don't even understand that. A lot of people, especially in Hawaii, they have wealth. They're wealthy people out here. They're buying a home for $700,000 in cash because they know they wait 5 or 6 years and it's worth $1 million. They made an extra $300,000, and you may be like, "That's no big deal," but they do that 10 times. Easy $3 million. They do that 10 times in like 4 or 5 years, 6 years. Easy $3 million. Easy way to make $3 million. But you have to buy the house in cash. And then you sit on it a couple of months, whatever. Its appraisal goes up because they're out here. I don't know what's going on, but they are appraising these houses high. Anyway, I got off the topic. So anyway, I noticed that as I'm about to leave, and it's funny because I wrote a story about this. I wrote a script about this. I got to find it. I wrote a script about this when I was leaving New York for the first time. So it's funny, I still had those thoughts. When I was leaving New York for the first time, for the last time, meaning I never go back to New York. I moved out of New York and was coming to Hawaii. But I noticed that when that happens, right? I noticed that when I get that in my mindset and I start to do these movements, what happens is romantic opportunities start to cross my path. Like romantic opportunities start to come into my purview. Women start kind of like leering over in my direction. Women start to kind of, because let me be honest with you, I have no interest in American women at all. I have like zero interest in American women. I look at American women and I say, there's not enough attractive American women. There's not enough available attractive American women. There are not enough American women who are safe. There are not enough American women who meet my criteria. What do I mean by American women who are safe? Well, look at what happened to Shannon Sharp. The most dangerous thing in America for a black man is to be involved with an American woman. African American woman, white woman, Latino, any woman in America is dangerous for us to be involved with. And it's interesting. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, I don't want to get too off the topic. So anyway, I always said to myself, what if this was to happen? I don't want this to happen, but I'm saying I noticed that this is happening now, right? Like the girl I saw yesterday, she was fucking gorgeous. My uncle was staying at this hotel, so I went to go visit him. And she's fucking, when we were sitting out there talking, she's fucking gorgeous, bro. Like she was gorgeous. She was like 5'10", nice slender body. She had little Hawaii outfit on, little shorts, little tank top, dark skin, long fucking braids, beautiful face. She was just delicious. I was like, oh, I was ready to eat. I was so hungry. She was just delicious. And I was like, oh, shit. Hi. Where you from? And she was like, oh, I'm from here. And I was like, oh. Anyway, because I was like, oh, she a black Hawaiian girl. I was like, anyway, I'll talk about that later in a couple of days. But she was so fucking gorgeous. And then I was coming back from town before that, and I was getting off the train. I was waiting for the Uber. And this is before I was going to see my uncle. And I saw another gorgeous ass woman to holler at. Because you got to be really good looking for me to want to holler at you. Like you got to be my type. Like my type, I like a little height. I don't like the shorty shorts because they scruffy. I like 5'9", 5'10". I'm only 5'7". Don't ask why. And I like 5'9", 5'10". The taller girls that aren't too tall kind of look better next to me because I'm a big guy. So she looks kind of, mid-body type, but fit, but mid-body type. We look better together than a little shorty short. It just looked better. Beautiful Moke. She was a beautiful local girl. Beautiful Wahine. Wahine, that's what they call them out here, Wahinis. And so I was thinking like, damn, I was like, what if That's why I stay in the house. I'm not even going out today because I know it's gonna happen. I just ordered DoorDash and everything. I just ordered DoorDash. I got my DoorDash bag around here from. No, I don't got it. But I ordered DoorDash. I don't even go out no more. What if right before I'm about to leave, like the day before, I meet the girl of my dreams. I meet true love. I meet the love of my life. I meet the next Mrs. Lee. I say, Mom, move out the way. This is the next Mrs. Lee. I meet the next Mrs. Lee. That's what I call her. I say, what if that was to happen? And like, you know, I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave. I'm about to get on this plane in like 16 hours. This can't be happening. And then what if, because I know I'm going to leave, right? I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave. I'm going. I already gave my word. I would be there. I'm already in my mind, you know, so true love won't make me stay if it's even such a thing. See, here I go, right? Here I go with that blue pill shit a little bit because that's what they put into you, you know, the whole true love and all that and all that. No, it's not real. It's not, but I'm just speaking this way. Don't get it twisted. I'm still red pill to the death for me. I got to get the red pill tat. Red pill to the death for me. I need to go get a tattoo while I'm here. I need to go get a red pill. I need to go get a red pill. I need to go get a red pill tattooed right here, like a red pill. Red pill to the death for me. But anyway, I should go do that. I'm gonna go get a red pill tattoo. If I have some time Monday, I'm gonna go get a tattoo and film it. Let you guys see me get a little tattoo. But anyway, because Hawaii got the best tattoos, in my opinion. So anyway, I gotta come back here later. I don't know. I gotta see if I got time Monday. But I gotta go to the fucking AT&T store. I gotta go get my phone. I gotta go get my phone, my new phone too. I gotta go do that too. All right, I gotta hurry up because I gotta run some more errands before I get out of here. So I have a phone that fucking works. Because my phone, my international phone, I gotta go turn it back on so that I can. I turned it off because I knew I wasn't gonna be nowhere for a year. So I gotta go up there and turn my phone on. They wouldn't let me do it over the internet because they don't think I'm me. So I gotta go back up there. Anyway, I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna do that in a minute after this. So anyway, right? I'm gonna leave though. And then the whole time I'm gone, right? I'm sick. Like, you ever been in love with a woman when you were younger, when you were naive, when you were gullible, when you were blue pill? Because let's be honest, right? We are all born blue pill. We all born blue pill. We got no choice. Like, your father, very rarely did you have a father. If your father has sex with a woman with her consent, he was blue pill. So very rarely did you have a father who's red pill. Very rarely. Very rare. Very, very fucking rare. So we're all blue pill because that's who our father is. Our father's blue pill. Now, if your father left you, then he became red pill. But if you were born without a father, he was red pill. But very rarely is your father red pill and there when you're born because he sees the shit. Like, we'll talk about that later too. But so when you're younger, you know, you fall in love. And when you fall in love with a girl, like when you fall really hard, I don't know about you niggas, but when I used to fall really hard for a girl, right? The next Mrs. Lee, and there was a time when we were apart. I don't know why it was like that. I have like these butterflies in my stomach. I'd be sick, my stomach be in knots. I'd be like nauseous all the time, like I'm about to vomit. I'd be really fucking sick. So then I go to Peru, met true love, had a great night. I don't know, a fling, a one night stand. I don't know. We fell in love. All I know is we probably gonna fuck for 6 hours straight. I'm gonna get up and get on this plane. And what happens is that creates two things, right? That creates a respect in her for me because she's like, oh, he's trying to get away. I respect that. He's valued. He's valuable. He's leaving me to go travel. Oh, wow. This is my guy. I'm in love with this man. That's how women think, right? It's crazy, but that's how women think. At this stage, remember, there's different stages. I can't give you that talk. It's going to throw me off anyway. But also it creates separation anxiety. We both feeling the same thing. She's sick. I'm sick. Maybe she stops working and socializing and looking bummy. Me, I'm just like, you know, I feel like if I fuck somebody else, I'm cheating. Oh boy, I was so blue pill back in the days. Anyway, and so that's what happens, you know. And then either A, I make the next mistake of my life and I bring her to Peru with me. Wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying. Or B, I make the next worst mistake of my life and I come back to Hawaii, get into a relationship with her, get married, have kids, and then and all that other stuff. And my life changes. My life changes drastically. And I said to myself, I noticed that every time I'm about to leave, because I had wrote a script about this when I was leaving New York for the first time, for the last time. I wrote a script called The People You Meet on Your Way to the Airport. It's about a guy who's moving out of New York. And on his way to the airport, he has different delays. And each delay brings up a woman from his past, kind of like the one who got away, you know? And they all trying to rekindle the romance. Oh, you're doing well for yourself. You know how it goes, right? Oh, you're doing so well for yourself. Oh, what? You're moving to Hawaii. Oh, you look so attractive now. Something's different about you, right? That happens. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. He's trying to get to the airport to start his next life, which is what Hawaii was for me, starting my next life. Just like this time, when I leave to start traveling for the next 18 months, it's me starting my next life. This was the last year. This was the last year of this life. Now I start my next life. So I'll probably be continuously traveling for the next, I don't know, the rest of my life. Long after YouTube is gone. Long after all these niggas is forgotten and they turn to dust and we don't even, and whatever the new thing is, we'll talk about YouTube 2.0 and there'll be a new travel space and there'll be new players and there'll be new people on top. And I might be the grandfather, you know, and then the new niggas come like my nephew and the new dudes are doing different things and shit. We might even be watching all this in VR, right? All that shit, right? Because that's what's coming. Once the YouTube app hits Apple Provision, that's when they're gonna dump this shit. This shit is over once Apple and Google work out a deal. This shit is over. YouTube goes total VR because they're gonna have the audience. It's a $5,000 headset. They're gonna have the audience who spends the money. Profits go through the roof. They won't need you no more. All right? They're going to scuttle this. They're going to take away your ability to upload videos. They're going to be like, you got to get 20,000 subs to upload videos. So how do you get 20,000 subs without uploading videos? They might still let you do live videos, right? But you can't really front in a live video. So a live video is a live video. You have to really be about something. So that get rid of a bunch of people right there. So anyway, I was thinking about that. Like, what if that was to happen? I mean, I know what I'm going to do, but I was just telling you guys, like, I was like looking around when I'm running around doing stuff, and I was like, oh shit, this shit could be a possibility if I wasn't red pill. Now, it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It won't happen. It won't happen. But I said, what if? What if today that gorgeous woman that makes your dick rock hard, right? What if she's walking and she walked right past this window and she comes and she knocks on my door and she's risen. And she's like, hey, I'm staying next door. I'm house sitting for my relatives. Can I borrow some sugar? And can you come over with your motherfucking Netflix? What? It can happen like that though. That's the crazy thing. Shit, like it would have to be some like I didn't tell you guys this too. See, I'm telling you. I get pussy in America. Don't get it twisted. People who know me, maybe I'll tell you guys some stories another time, but if it gets boring, and I'm doing something and I run out of content while I'm traveling, I'll tell you some real fucking stories about getting pussy in America. I get pussy in America. I always been getting pussy in America. You know, I crossed over in Tijuana. Tijuana is what really put all of this on your boy's radar when I went to Tijuana for the first time. Oh my God. That's why I'm like, some of these niggas don't even need to go to Sosua or Colombia. Some of you niggas just need to go to Tijuana and be happy. Just go to Tijuana and be happy, bro. You'll have a way better time. It'll be the fantasy. It's safe. It's cool. Ain't no scopamine. It's copacetic. You got 2 blocks to play around in, and you got like 300,000 women, beautiful women from all over the world. And you, Africans, Mexicans, Colombians, this one, that one, Portuguese, all kinds of women, European women, whatever you want. Go to Tijuana. A lot of you niggas is doing too much. Like, I would like to see Jay Rillo and Future go to Tijuana. Put that out there. Somebody put that out there. That's the extent of their capabilities. So if we playing this game where there's like a graduation, right? Where there's like a process to this shit, first it would be South Beach, Miami. I don't advocate for that, but I'm just saying it would be go down there and play around down there. Been there, done that. Then it would be Tijuana. Then it would be Sosua. Then it would be Colombia. Then it would be Brazil. Then it would be Thailand. You gotta have a certain type of repertoire in these places. But for me, my passport was empty. I still don't have a Mexican passport stamp because when you go into Mexico, nobody's stopping you from going into Mexico. It's crazy, craziest thing. Maybe that's changed, but when we went into Mexico, nobody's stopping you. But when you come back to America, you come back through an American immigration, not a Mexican immigration. So there's no stamp in your passport. They already know who you are before you get to the counter because this passport, they have these things in the ceiling and it already transmits everything about you before you walk to the counter. So I went to Tijuana and man, Tijuana opened my eyes, man. I'm telling you though, I'll be honest with you. Tijuana, low key, it may not seem like much, but it's way more what you guys are looking for. Tijuana, I should go to Tijuana. You know what? I might have to go to Tijuana, man. This nigga got me fucked up. I should have went to Tijuana first. This nigga got me. I might still go to Tijuana. That's where I might go. I might do a little bit because I haven't been there in a long time, and I remember that shit was like, yo. But let me tell you something. Tijuana is raw. Tijuana is raw. It's really what you guys are looking for. It is paradise on earth. You talk about easy, where you don't need game or all that shit you guys are talking about, man. Tijuana is paradise. Paradise on earth. So anyway, I was going to tell you guys, though, I keep getting off the topic. Anyway, I'm going to tell you. I talked to my first woman in America a couple of days ago. It was like, this is Friday. When did I last go to town? I want to say, shit, when did I last go to town? I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't this week. It was last week. I want to say it was last week. I want to say it was last week. I went to town and I ran into a woman. While I was waiting for my ride, and she was standing in the same spot, and it started to rain. So I took shelter underneath this little part of the building where you could stand at in the rain. It rained hard that day. And then she came and joined me, and we had like some small talk. You know, beautiful woman. She had the most beautiful teeth I've ever seen, like natural, beautiful teeth. She was a snow bunny, but she was cute. But she really wasn't my body type, but she was cute, she was cute though. And she was kind of like one of those, like, one of those ones that's like not afraid type. You could tell like she's not afraid of nothing. She's a bit of a tough girl, you know. She's cool, down to earth. And we talked and stuff like that. We had a little small talk, you know, And then she went her way and I went my way. I think I told you guys about this. I wasn't gonna press or nothing because I don't do that. See, you guys want to holler at every woman like every woman is on your level. That's what makes you a simp also. Every woman doesn't deserve your attention. Every woman does not deserve your overtures. Okay, you gotta reserve that shit. Like the girl that I talked to when I was with my uncle, she was bad. She was bad for an American woman, for a black Hawaiian woman. She was like a 5. She was bad. She was bad. I was like, oh shit! Like she literally got me to talk to her in front of my uncle, and I didn't want to do that because my uncle's an old school head, so he'd be like. You know, he's really like, my uncle's really like pro-black and all that. So he'd be like, you know, why you ain't talk to her? You out here fucking with these Thai bitches and all this other shit. He'll say some shit like that, you know. But anyway, so but she made me come out of my attention. But yeah, so we chit-chatted, made small talk, then she went her way, I went my way. And I was like, yo, I just realized that's the first woman I've talked to in America in a long time. Because I've been moving around, I've been traveling. I don't really go out of my way to talk to women here. That's the first woman I've talked to in a long time. Or I should say that talked to me in a long time. Because let's be honest, I get pussy in America, but just like you guys don't get pussy in America, we also don't really get reciprocated energy, right? Reciprocated attention, right? Overall, women are not talking to any of us, right? At all. Like the 98% of us do not get women we see anywhere outside talking to us. Let's just be honest. Now to prove to you guys that I get pussy and women do talk to me, because they do. Let me see if I got the photo. Hold on. Let me because I got the receipts. I got the receipts. But anyway, long story, I don't even know if I still have the photo here. But anyway, long story short, I don't even know if I still got the photo in my phone. But anyway, long story short, this girl that I met, that I've become very close to, it's platonic because, you know, I kind of only talked to her about this one girl forever. It's crazy. And but when I first saw her, I walked up to her and we started talking. I mean, I walked up to her and I started talking to her, and low key we became really cool, really cool friends, really good friends, you know. But really, all I talked to her about is this one girl from Brazil. I talked to her about this girl a lot, like, and she talks to me about her tragic ex tragedy. How would you say that? Tragic ex tragedy, tragic exity. You know, the exes in our life that are tragic. Well, she really wasn't my ex, but you know, we still talk the same. We still talk the same, nonetheless, about the people that are tragic in our life. So anyway, trying to find a photo for you. But yeah, you know, so I never have no problem meeting women and talking to women in America, and they talk back to me too a fair amount of the time. I never have no problem with that. What I do have a problem, with, like all of us do, is it going beyond that pleasantry into something more serious. But like I said, in this circumstance, I really was just looking for someone to come to my pity party. So I really wasn't, and she just happened to be available because she was having her own pity party. And I was like, oh, she looks pitiful. I'm pitiful. Maybe we can be pitiful together. But had it not been, you know, anything like that, yeah, she was cool down, and we had good chemistry. So she's definitely not the type to just talk to strangers. She's definitely not that type. But you know, I learned that later. But anyway, oh yeah, here she goes. Let me show you guys. Let me show you her. Your boy be doing it big. because you guys are following the wrong dudes. You guys are following the wrong dudes, okay? You guys are following the wrong dudes, okay? You guys are following the wrong dudes. All right. So I do really well. I do really well out here in the streets. I do really well out here in the street. Okay? So you guys are following the wrong dudes. So, and we're still good. We're still good at friends today. You know, we've been through a lot together, so we're still good. We're very good people. Like I could count on her. I could count on her for anything. And that's what you need. You really need a good, like, I'll be honest with you. You have to pick a woman to be your friend. You just need one. You need one good female friend. Because that's the person that helps you with other women in the world. Because in order for her to help you, you have to be able to deal with her in a way where you can be vulnerable and she won't judge you. Okay? And that's how my success has actually gotten better with women. So you got to always have that one woman friend who's really serious about being your friend. No funny business, no judgment, right? And you can, man, let me tell you, there's so many tricks and so many secrets that they just don't tell you. They just don't tell you. But this is another blue pill thing that you cannot be friends with a woman. Remember, you can be friends with one woman. You shouldn't have a bunch of women friends. That's not what I'm saying. But you can be friends with one woman. That's it. You got to pick one woman to be friends with, just friends, because they're going to help you in ways you can't even imagine. They're going to help you see things. Like if you like, you're never going to get honesty out of a woman. So you need that woman friend to honestly tell you about this one. And yeah, anyway, so I won't go into the whole story about how we met too much, but we did meet. And this was like, and when I met her, it was like 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And I sat down next to her and started talking to her. We were talking, and then she snapped that photo of us. You know, she snapped that photo of us, and that was right before I was leaving Thailand. And she hasn't been in Hawaii in a minute. She was visiting family, and so she was in there like pretending to work and shit. And I just sat down and said, "Yo, what's up? Where you from?" Boom, 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 and we just started talking. And then she took a photo of us, and you know, and she heard me do my pity pitch, and then she did her pity pitch, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna help you with these women. They so mean." Like real talk. She said that shit to me, and I was like, "Bet, yeah, I could use that. I could use that. I could use that help." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So she's a very, 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 very significant person in my life. She's on a private plane. Her and her boyfriend are on the private plane. Definitely. Very significant person in my life. So, yes, she has a boyfriend. And yes, I support her too. I support her too because she likes black guys. So I have to support her too with dealing with these niggas. I be telling her all the time. We have some crazy conversations, but I be helping her too with these black guys. And she helps me with the women and the Asian women. I'm telling you, man, you got to have these symbiotic relationships with people. It's so much more to life than, but that's the blue pill shit that they feed you. Like, oh, you shouldn't be friends with a woman and all that. And no, you got to pick one. You got to have at least one, man. You got to have at least one. Because if not, what happens is you become bitter and you have nothing but a bunch of repression and bad experiences with women. You know? That's what you end up with. A lot of repression and bad experiences with women. Okay? So anyway, but yeah, so I don't know how we got on that topic, but I just wanted to show you guys. I do well in America, but I haven't talked to any women in America until that day, a couple of days ago. And I was like, oh wow. Because I'm not interested in American women no more. I'm not interested in American women at all. I have zero interest in them. And a lot of that has to do with me being red pill. because I know that I can get richer, because I'm not going to get wealthy at this point. I can get rich. I can't get wealthy at this point. My nephew would be wealthy, but I'm going to get rich. That won't change nothing. I'm older. I'm a big boy. I'm overweight. I'm fat. That ain't gonna change nothing. I mean, losing the weight and getting in shape. If you guys don't understand yet, right? Everybody tries to come up with these things to give you hope, but that's how they keep you weak. That's how they keep you blue pill. And then you look at someone like Shannon Sharp, whose brand is worth $100 million. And Shannon Sharp, he used to play a wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. He was one of the best wide receivers for the Denver Broncos. Uncle Shannon. Shannon's house, whatever you want to call it. $100 million brand. Post football. He was getting money doing football. I think he was like the third or fourth highest paid wide receiver. And so, but you see the situation that he's in right now with a woman, with a young girl, that normally in the 80s and 70s, it would never have happened. Because the young women of this era, their mentality is so warped. Their mentality is so warped. And I think he offered her like $10 million to keep it hush-hush. She don't want the money. You know why she don't want the money? Because she wants the clout. She wants the attention. She wants the fame. You got to understand, this is what happened in a bad way. But before I talk about that, let me just explain this point to you, though. So you got a black man who's tall, he's black, he's cool, he's muscular, he's got money, he's got fame, and again, the women would not behave. The women would not cooperate. Once again, stop the blue pill shit that body game or handsome game or high value or any of that matters. It does not matter. Maybe I need to do 300 videos about this or something, 365 videos about this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how muscular you are. It doesn't matter if you're rich and a celebrity. It doesn't matter. These women will fucking shit on your head and make you think it's raining. Okay? It doesn't matter. You can't make American women cooperate because the women of this era are the worst women. The women born from 2000 and now just turning 25 are the worst women. And I can say that because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's not a lie. It's not a slander. It's not being bitter. It's the truth. This would have never happened if Shannon Sharp was in the 1960s or 70s. But what they value, you got to understand, they have a lot of advantages. Women have a lot of advantages in the dating game. They are unbeatable right now in the dating game. They are unbeatable. They dominate the dating game. They have a lot of advantages. It's just access to too many men. They don't know what to do. It's too, and they're all looking for a needle in a haystack. They're all looking for an 8-foot nigga with a 3-foot dick and a Lamborghini and a mansion on Collins Avenue and $1 billion and lives in Dubai and wants to be monogamous and have no women but her. And matter of fact, if he's a virgin, that's even better. And if he's not aggressive or an alpha male, that's even better. He can be an alpha male, but he just can't be assertive with her. So with her, it's yes, dear, please, dear, okay, honey, whatever you say, right? But to the world, it's, I'm alpha, I'm strong, do what I want or I would kill you. Right? It's that to the world. Those two personalities cannot exist in any place in the universe. There's a better chance of finding extraterrestrial life that's peaceful than there is a guy who can be an alpha in the world and your personal bitch in the household. Doesn't work like that. Nothing works like that. Okay? When that UFC fighter, War Machine, just, I mean, that dude thrashed his girlfriend so bad. He thrashed his girlfriend. I wouldn't even say beat her up. He thrashed her. This was a UFC fighter his name was War Machine. Go look him up. Look at what he did to his girlfriend over a little argument about something stupid. I forgot what it was, but it was a stupid fucking argument. He fucking thrashed her. He thrashed her so bad, they gave that nigga like 50 years. She got up on that stand. She still had the neck brace on. She was crying and pointing and crying and pointing. They guilty. 50 years. How much did War Machine get? How much did War Machine get? Y'all gotta see the truth, because a lot of guys on this YouTube channel are lying to you. I gotta start doing my red pill content. Because a lot of guys are lying to you, man. A lot of guys are lying to you, man. They lying to you about everything. War Machine sentence. War Machine prison sentence. This nigga's name. Oh, they gave him life in prison. Oh, shit. Even worse. This nigga's name was War Machine. Okay? War Machine. Life in prison. No, that's not him. Well, this is one of them, but there's another dude. Maybe this is him. I can't remember. He used to look bigger, though. But I don't know. It's one of these. He was a white dude, though. Maybe this is him, and he lost something. But this dude's in prison anyway. Nonetheless, he's in prison for life. Or they gave him life. Wow. Even worse. They gave him life. Oh yeah, this is him. So he lost some weight. He lost weight when he was in prison. But he used to be bigger than that. His name's War Machine. Okay? Go look up what he did. Okay? Go look up what he did to her, man. He thrashed her. They gave him life. I thought it was 40 years. This is even worse. They gave him life. Okay? That's it. That's all it takes. Okay? That's all it takes. Right? Muscular, be an alpha. Those things are not good for a woman. Which is why it works the way it works, where you most likely are going to raise his son. You guys will raise War Machine's son. The beta guys, the safe guys, right? You don't get to reproduce, but you get to raise someone else's son. Okay? That's why it works that way. Women go through these women are in stages that you don't know about. But anyway, the point I'm making is that before I get to the next thing, is these guys are lying to you, man. Being fit, all that, they're lying to you. There is nothing you can do on this planet that will make women born in 2000 and at 25 years of age now. There is nothing you can do on this planet that will make them conform to any program you have. Because what's going on is that I'm gonna be real fucking frank with you. There are not a lot of attractive women in America. Right? So it looked like a lot of attractive women on the Instagram because that's what they feed you all day. But really, you're only looking at 30 women a day. And really, it's the same 30 women. It's just different photos. She's got 1,000 photos of herself. So you look at your Instagram feed and you see all these beautiful women. Like when I go to my Instagram feed, like my Instagram feed look like this. This is how my Instagram feed look like. And you see that, look, they even got the white girl with the black guy. They even got the white girl kissing on the black guy, right? They try to give you some hope. They try to give you some hope, you know? They try to be like, oh, look, you can have a snow bunny too, right? They try to give you some hope. Okay? But in reality, these women, well, they all not 25, but most of them are. But in reality, these women, they're only showing you a handful of them. And then when you reset this page, they just give you the same women but different photos. So you're really only looking at 30 women at a time. For however long the algorithm, you know, obviously if you like the video, it's going to keep showing you the video of photos that you like, but it's the same women, right? And so, well, mine's are all international, so mine's is a little bit different. But anyway, the point is that all these women are in a Hunger Games type of competition to get attention, right? You got the one chick to get attention. She a bit mediocre. She on the mediocre side. She ain't really that attractive. So to get attention, she fucks 100 men at a time. She does gangbangs regularly. Nobody's paying her to do it. She just does it because she wants to compete, and she has to do that to compete. Then you got some women, they compete by aligning themselves with a celebrity guy or an athlete, right? Like the Brittany Rainers, right? Tiana Trump, she ain't need to do anything because she was already the head goat, and she was already the throat goat, and she got that drug bust, and then she came out. But most women have to align themselves, right? So then you got women that are like, well, how do I get the eyeballs? How do I get talked about? How do I get the most exposure for being someone's girlfriend or fuck buddy without having to do anything of substance? They get with a celebrity dude if they attractive enough, right? This is, understand this, in America, this is what the eights are doing. The six to eights, maybe 7 to 8s in America. This is what they're doing. They get close to a celebrity dude, they stroke his ego, they promise him exclusivity, and some of it is true for a little bit. They promise him exclusive access to their body, and then they wait for the right time. And when the right time strikes, they come out with the story. It's not about hurting him. It's not about hurting him. It's not about a money grab. It's not about any of that. It's about them getting all the attention. So now the girl that's doing the thing to Shannon Sharp, she's getting all the attention. She's getting all the attention. Okay? In the whole world, she's getting all the attention. This scandal is never going to go away. It will simmer down until the next scandal, but it won't go away. So she's getting all the attention. All right? And it's going to happen again to the next guy, to the next guy, to the next guy, to the next guy. And most of the time it happens to ballers, people who play in the pros, NFL, those type of guys. So if they have money and they have fame, right? Why aren't the women behaving themselves? Why aren't the women cooperating? Why aren't the women happy to be in their company? Right? Why isn't that happening? So that's some red pill magic for you right there. You really gotta look into that and think about it, because if you guys only have body game and a little bit of handsome game, I don't know about handsome, but I'm just saying, if you guys have body game and you think you're handsome and you ain't got no money, then she's definitely not gonna cooperate. She won't cooperate with the niggas who got that and have money. So why would it be different for you? Obviously, being his girlfriend would have got her more access to a network where she could have had her own show as his girlfriend. But she didn't want that. She wanted to do her own thing. And she just used him as a stepping stone. See, you got to understand that this whole YouTube game, if you're not on the right side of it, people will use you. People will use you. Okay? They will use you to promote their agenda. And once they get that agenda, they will dump you. You just seen it with that guy. He thinks it's funny. Oh, you got fired on your day off. Oh, I'm firing people. That's not funny. It's not funny to talk about African American men losing their employment. It's not funny. Talk about African American men losing their job. It's not funny for you to be in that position where you are too immature to work out and resolve your differences between you and another grown-ass man. And see, that's what makes you a man. What makes you a man is being able to confront and resolve your differences with another man, especially in workplace situations. Forget about social situations because that's too subjective. But in a working relationship, in a workplace situation, that's what makes you a man. If you can't do that, you're not a man. And if you can't do that in the workplace, well, guess what? You can't do that in society. And I've seen it over and over again. I've learned from it. Your ego. The only person that can hurt you in this whole world, the only person you should be afraid of, and yes, I say person because it is a living thing. It is a person. The only thing that can hurt you, that you should be afraid of, the only thing that matters, the only thing that knows you better than you yourself is your ego. The only thing that can kill you is your ego. That's the only thing. Nobody else can do anything. Nobody else matters. Your ego. And I've seen the more a man has nothing, the less a man has, the bigger the ego. So you can imagine how big an ego someone like Jay Rillo or that guy has, because they literally have nothing. Those niggas cannot go in their wallet. Let me show you something here. Jay Rillo and that guy cannot go in their wallet and pull out $300. They cannot go in their wallet and pull out $300. They can't go in their wallet and pull out $100. They can't go in their wallet and pull out $100. They have nothing. So their ego is huge. Their ego is huge. Huge. Huge, huge, huge egos. If that's what you guys like, if that's what floats your boat. But understand that they played you. They came off as neutral guys, likable, agreeable, right? Not critical, accepting, letting you tell them the craziest thing they ever heard, letting you tell them some bullshit, and they're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I could see that. And you go along with it, right? Letting you do all of that, right? And at the end of the day, when you look like you were a threat, when you look like you were a threat to whatever it was that they think you were a threat to, even though you're that. See, let me tell you something about. Let me tell you the thing about African American men, because I have this problem too. Maybe I'm a bit conflicted. I don't know. It's kind of messy, so it's really messy. It's really messy. I tend to hang out. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're bad dudes. I wouldn't say that they're bad dudes, but they're definitely not the type of dude. They're definitely not the company I should keep. And I've always made it a habit to not keep bad company. But there was a time when I saw opportunities to, increase my monetary wealth, and I took advantage of it and exploited it. But I shouldn't have kept company with certain people, right? Because it's always about the company you keep. And then you can have someone who is legit, at least from what you can tell, legit successful, possibly even a good person. I mean, again, subjective, but for all appearances, they are a decent person. At least they're a decent person, right? They earned honorably, successfully, raised their family, did all that stuff, right? They did what they were obligated to do. And so it's like, it really is true that you can actually be so, how do you say, you can be so you can want the bullshit more than you want the good shit, if that makes any sense, right? So a person that you should be associating with, you will push them away for the things that are good virtues, and you're trying to draw in the people that you should be pushing away because they got nothing but vices and sins. You should be like, yo, you should be not having any problems cutting them off and ghosting them the way you do it with somebody who exhibits some qualities that you can benefit from, right? Yeah, that's right. So it's the same way with a lot of you guys, with a lot of these tourist YouTubers, right? They will misunderstand a person's intentions. So someone is their cheerleader. I want to see you win. Yeah, that's my guy. He scored 1 point. Yeah. And then they're like, that nigga making too much noise. I got to distance myself from that nigga. They will kick their cheerleader to the curb. You can't kick your cheerleaders to the curb. Okay? You can't. But they do it. So in this case, in my visuals about it, Nomad was Jay Rillo's cheerleader, but Jay Rillo saw him as a threat to whatever it was. Maybe I would have to say, and we know a little bit about Jay Rillo. Maybe I have to say, Jay Rillo knows he can really only go so far. He can really only get so much notoriety because if he's too successful, there is a past that is going to destroy it all. So his success is nominal. He can really only get too successful. And maybe what he's threatened by is anyone really able to support him and help him become more successful. Right? And that's what Nomad looked like he was doing, trying to make him more successful. Because that's what a cheerleader does. And then, of course, that guy, who knows what's going on with his story, but I do know that he had a bunch of strangers who took a liking to him, and maybe they like taking care of puppies, They like taking care of strays, right? They like that. Some of you guys like strays, okay? Yeah, to each his own. I don't deal with strays. I don't suffer fools, but a lot of you will suffer a fool. So, but of course, when you threaten him, when he feels threatened by your interest, because let's be honest, this guy doesn't exist in the world, man. He only exists here. He only exists on YouTube. He doesn't exist in the world. In the world, he is invisible. That guy is invisible to the world. They don't see him. Nobody sees him. He's invisible. Okay? He doesn't exist in the world. All right? And that's obvious. That's obvious. That's the thing you guys don't want to admit, that this guy in the real world, he doesn't exist. Okay? He doesn't exist. So anyway, but if he sees people, taking a liking to him and just wanting to help him succeed, he might find it suspicious. He might be threatened by it. And so what he would do is he will revert back to isolating himself. Okay? Isolating himself from everyone. All right? That's not familiar with him already. Which means anybody that he was fucking with, if you're not someone he was fucking with before this YouTube shit, he's not gonna fuck with you. Because he feels threatened by your support. It's crazy, but it's true. We are really wired in weird ways. And even I had to teach myself that, like, this person is a person that I should be associating with. They have a lot to lose. So associating with them is not going to be bad for me because they not doing a whole bunch of dumb shit. But these people that have nothing to lose, because I have a lot to lose too. So these people that have nothing to lose, I shouldn't associate with them because they're going to do a bunch of dumb shit because they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They don't care about anything. They're not on a trajectory to achieve anything, whereas I'm on a trajectory. If I stay on my current trajectory, my projections show me becoming rich in 6 years. In the next 6 years, I'll become rich. If I stay on my current trajectory, next 6 years, I'll become rich. With or without your support, I already become rich. Doesn't matter at this point. I've been on a path that eventually 6 years from now, I'm rich. Not wealthy. I ran out of time. Not wealthy. I ran out of time. Wealthy would have had to been some other things go on for me, some other decisions would have had to been, some safer bets made. And I would have had to do that when I was like 35, 36. But when I was 35, 36, I just increased my risk. When you increase your risk, you have bigger hits. So luckily, I've taken a lot of risk. I've rebounded. I'm like Abraham Lincoln. I failed countless times, and I was only successful 3, something like that, right? It's a quote, like Abraham Lincoln. So on my trajectory, 6 years from now, I'm rich. What does rich mean? Rich means that I have enough money. I have enough money where I'm able to do what I enjoy. Not whatever I want, but I'm able to do what I enjoy for the rest of my life. Okay? So I enjoy traveling. I enjoy relaxing. I enjoy building little projects. I enjoy doing nothing. I have enough money to do all that for the rest of my life. I won't get wealthy, though. I won't get wealthy. Wealthy requires me to own a lot of assets and things and I don't have the time. I mean, I could do that, but I wouldn't have the time to benefit from them. So anyway, and I actually think some assets like real estate, most places are very saturated in their value. You know what I used to do? You know what I used to do for fun? Google used to have this map tool where you could look at countries, mainly America, and you could see the projections of the floodplains. So like you could see like where 20 years from now, how the coastline of California changes, where like Wilshire Boulevard is now a beachfront property, right? Or Key West is underwater, so now another part of Miami is the new Key West, right? You could see where the coastal parts of the country, the water rises because that's happening. The water rises and the coastline gets eroded. And so I would say, wow, well, if you buy that property now becomes waterfront property in 80 years. It becomes worth a lot. I won't be here 80 years. I hope I'm here 80 years from now, but most likely I won't. But anyway, the point is, that's what happens. That's what I used to do for fun, is try to predict what's going to be the next beachfront property. So I could buy it for dirt cheap and sit on it, and then at a certain amount of time, when the water level rises enough, it becomes beachfront property. That's what we know is inevitable. That's happening, no matter how you slice or dice it. Well, I only got 2 people on this live, man. Hit the likes, get the cash apps, donate, subscribe. What are you guys just sitting in here recording this? Are these the hater watchers? God damn. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna go make some moves. I gotta go to the AT&T store. I gotta get out of here. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, donate to the channel. My cash app is leave feedback. There's more ways you can donate in the description box below. My trip to China has been moved to September, so I'm still raising money for that. So make sure you go and sign up for that. Excuse me. Make sure you go and sign up for that. My China trip has been moved to hold on a minute. Has been moved to September. I gotta change the website. But yeah, it's been moved to September. So let's go ahead and damn, what was the I can't even remember the thing I used to set this up. It's been so long. What was the thing I used to set this up? Oh, I got so much shit in my head. Ugh. Anyway, all right. So that's all I got for you guys for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.